All right. Hello, everybody. Team Adams Training. What is it? September 12th, right? Is that right? 13th? I don't know what date it is. I don't know. Here, I better check my phone here. It's the 13th. Okay. There we go. Thanks, Brian.
I got you.
Welcome. We're just getting these trainings kicked off again. We had a little hiatus there. I just figured out what night would work good. So we're going to do these every second and fourth Thursday of the month. And as usual, we're going to keep these to about a half an hour if possible, just because we want to respect everybody's time, but we also want to get in some value for everybody and even have some new trainers hop on and share some things that are going good for them. And did I freeze, guys?
You froze.
Did I freeze? Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I froze, but
you froze like
my
that.
internet connection looks like it's spotty. Okay. So I'm just going to keep my video off so that way, hopefully that doesn't happen again. And I'll just put it on at the end. So what we wanted to talk to you guys about tonight is just having a shift. And I invited a couple people on that have had a shift in their business recently, a couple brand new executive directors, a brand new regional FIBC, and that is a huge accomplishment. And we want to, first of all, celebrate them for accomplishing that. So congratulations, guys. Awesome job. And also learn from them and just see if there is a shift somewhere in their business or in their thought process, or maybe something that they were doing that really affected how things were going and catapulted them to amazing heights of the executive director and regional FIBC. So I'm going to actually wait till the end to share what I'm going to share. And first, Brian and Krista, which it says Brian and Krita, Patrick. It's actually Krista. It's not Krita. You guys come off mute and just share what you were going to share tonight. Sorry, that threw me off.
First of all, it's Krista now. I got that fixed.
I can't hear you, Brian.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
All right. So I think the biggest, I guess, kick in the butt for me was getting to convention. And before convention, it was kind of, a struggle for us. We had gone through the pregnancy, and Krista kind of had taken a step back, and I kind of just decided to step forward and kind of start taking this as it was. And everyone talked about getting to your first OptiV event and kind of just taking that and taking it all in and just kind of growing from there. And I'll tell you, if you didn't get to convention, get there next year, because that was my fire that was lit right there for me. Just being around everybody that was either in the same position that I was or further ahead, just, the love and the support that you have within the community. There was so much information that was shared. But I just want to share my 3 takeaways that I took from convention. So Dan Valentine had said it before, but it really took convention for it to stick with me. But it was mindset plus skill set plus action equals success. And Jason and I were able to we met Dan before this session that he spoke in with us. And he kind of made a point to say, I'm going to talk about something. It's going to be involved in sponsoring, but for where you guys want to get to, this is for you. Listen to this point. And that was the biggest thing that I took from Dan. And I had heard it before, but I think in the atmosphere that it was in, it was really where that mindset finally shifted. The skill set I felt was there, but I wasn't really doing the actions either. And so from leaving convention up until I think the first time I didn't do the 3, 3, and 3 was when Riley was born, but I stayed consistent with those actions, and I made sure that I was intentional with my post. I was intentional with my conversations, and I got my mindset where it needed to be. And just started going through my not yet binder, reaching out to people that I had done assessments with, reaching out to potentials who had just been liking the post, and just starting those conversations and saying, you know, hey, I have this beautiful gift that I want to share, and I really feel like this is something that you would thoroughly enjoy, and it can change you just like it changed me. And just was really intentional with those conversations. The second point that I took was Becca Tinter. She spoke about being intentional with your time. And I'll tell you what, when she finished that speech at convention, it was like mic drop. And it gave me chills. And I looked over, Tammy was sitting to the left of me, and I looked at her, I'm like, Tammy, I got goosebumps from that. And she was so thorough about how to structure your time. So the first thing that I did was I structured my client calls. So before, they were all over the board. I was doing some Monday, doing some Wednesday, doing some Thursday, doing some Friday. Even though I try to keep it between 5 to 7 minutes, I allotted 15 minutes so that if it did run over a couple minutes, I had the time frame set aside. And I was intentional with it. And I made sure that each one of them knew, look, it's only going to be a 5 to 7 minute conversation of me checking in to see how it is. It's your time is your time, and I want to respect that. From being on the boot camps and everything, it shows by reciprocating that and duplicating that. So if any of those are potential coaches that jump on, they can see how easy it is and how convenient and less of a timeshare that it is for me to invest that in there. Even though I invested on the back end of it, but seeing how I'm connecting with those clients, I kept it very short and very sweet with them. So just really restructured everything on a weekly basis. I set time aside where I can go in and just kind of reflect. Got time set aside in my calendar to do my map and make sure that I'm always getting that done before the end of the month. And so I turn that in. Again, with the exception of Riley being born on the 1st, I had constantly been getting my maps in and really just kind of stretching that out and setting those goals for myself. So now I'm taking time midway through the month to review my map to see where I'm at, what I got left to hit those goals, and where I want to go with those goals. The last thing I did was just got out of my own way. I think every single speaker talked about that and just kind of made the point of, the structure is there. It's going to involve, again, what Dan said, the mindset, the skill set, and the action. And once you plant all those seeds, you're going to harvest those a couple months down the road. You may get some that bloom right away, but you're going to see those come back a month, 2 months down the road. And that's really what happened. I planted the seeds in July, and I was fortunate enough to have some of those come to sign up, in the month of August. And we were able to catapult up to ED. And for us, that was a big thing. We didn't really see it kind of going that far. We had dreamt it to go that far. And now seeing, once you get into that, the consistency of doing the work, it's just going to continue to pay off. And so those are kind of my 3 things that I had taken away from convention. Like I said, I really feel convention was my catapult for me. And that's really kind of what got the fire lit. And I've kept that fire going and just kind of continuing to do the work. That's what I got.
Awesome. Thanks. Oh, go ahead, Krista. Sorry.
Okay. I was just going to kind of throw another thing on there. I think with me stepping back a little bit, just because of my current situation with having Riley and that, I kind of took the back seat, but I was still support to everything I saw Brian was doing. And for me, I'm a heart person. So at least like the conversations I was having with people, because everyone asks all the time, and I would just be support to him as far as knowing like, hey, actions speak louder than words. Like, look at this man that I married, and, like the way that he's evolved to who he is, losing the weight, but then even mentally, it's just been amazing to share with people. And it has actually helped us get clients too, because they see that change and they want that. I mean, who wouldn't? So I think that's where been trying to be as much support as I can in that, and then knowing that I can't wait for convention next year. So.
No more babies right now.
No,
Okay.
one's good.
We're content for a while.
Let's get some sleep back first.
There you go. Oh, I love that. I love all that. And I won't go like too deep into anything, but you know, Brian, when you said mindset plus skill set plus action equals success, it's, you know, like if you take any of that out, it's just like even people on plan, right? If they're not getting their water, it's going to affect their results. If they're not fully on 5-1, it's going to affect their results. All three of those things, any of those are off track, it's going to affect your success. And just making sure that you recognize that and know that you're evolving and you're growing, and you know your business is going to move along while you do that. And I love that Krista recognizes that too, because you know, I see Eileen's on here. I think, or I know Eileen recognizes that in me, is that, you know, one of the things about Optavia and coaching is sometimes it shines a spotlight on those bad things. But what's great about that is then you can say, I'm going to go work on that because I want to be better. I want to serve people better. So I love that. All right. So next, and oh, by the way, sorry I didn't announce it. Brian and Krista reached executive director last month. So yay. All right. So now we're going to go to another new executive director, Jason Hayden. And I see you right there. Are you able to unmute?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome, man. Take it away, buddy.
All right. Just like Brian, you know, learned a lot at convention and really left convention with one goal, and that was that I was going to turn my business around, give it 100% or 110%. And you know, I sat down with Tammy right after convention, and we had probably a half-hour conversation about how my goals and how I can improve my business. And she told me, watch out, August is going to be a huge month for you. And it was. I was overwhelmed at first, but I think I got like 14 or 12 or 14 new clients in August. And it was just amazing. And a couple of things I learned from convention is, you know, just do the work and, you know, do the 3x3x3 and build that trust with your clients. And you know, the one thing that, you know, it took me a while, and Tammy told me is, you know, tell your story from your heart, and you know, people will connect with you. And you know, it's just been a great ride so far. And we all left convention, you know, after having dinner that night with a goal, and that was to all be on that cruise. And that's one of my goals, is to be on that cruise with everyone, and I hope to see everyone there. And signed up for convention before we even left for next year, and you know, it was the best decision of my life. So I gave up going to something that I went to for the last 12 years to attend convention, and didn't regret it at all. So that's about all I got. Sorry.
You're good, buddy. And in case you haven't been watching, or I don't know where you've been hiding or what, but Jason's lost over 200 pounds in a pretty short amount of time. So
Woo!
yeah.
Thank you.
Here, actually, hold on one second. Oh, no, Eileen, can you unmute everybody real quick?
I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to do that?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, well, you're
You
terrible.
have to unmute yourself.
Okay, well, we're all cheering anyway, Jason.
Woo! Good job, team. Woo!
Thank you.
And 12 to 14 new clients, like, dude, holy cow, that's huge. But what I want to say about this, and so nobody get into comparative reality, is Jason knows a ton of people. Yeah. And so there's some things that people come in with, and Jason knows a ton of people, and he's built relationships with a ton of people over years and years and years. And you said the heart, like, I don't think you could be anything but authentic with your story, because it's powerful. And people see that and they're like, I don't know what he's doing, but I want that. I want to feel good like that. And so I just want to celebrate that though, because that's a huge undertaking. There's a lot of work that goes into that besides just doing the 501 plan. So awesome job. Okay. So now I'm super excited for this lady to come on, Miss Dana March, who just hit her first month qualified regional FIBC. So that means she's a fully integrated business coach with 5 senior coach legs. And she is knocking on the door of integrated national, which I can't wait for that to happen because it's going to be amazing because she's helping so many people. But Dana, are you ready?
Yes, I am. And the first thing, you all get to see me in my glasses. So that means we're family. And I have eyelash extensions. And that's what happens when you become FIBC. You get eyelashes.
And a new tattoo.
And oh yeah, new tattoos, and it's all good. So I spent all day thinking about what I would say, and and then I'm like, I'm gonna quit thinking about it because now I'm overthinking. But I've coached 2.5 years, and the first 1.5 years I went up, got to ED, was at ED, and went all the way down to health coach. And so one of the things I was thinking about is that we all have to have that power to be able to dream. And I think we all have seen, based on what, like Brian said and Jason, going to convention, that gives you hope. And when you have the hope, you can share that with other people. Super important is, oh my God, I'm so nervous, and I'm a former teacher. Is building your relationship with your clients. That was so big for me, that structuring those weekly calls and becoming friends, and they would look to me and trust me. And from there, I felt like, even in the first couple calls, I felt like I had more permission to offer them hope and tell them why they would be good at coaching, but also really listening to their why and hearing what their family and what they needed. Because I've found that many of my coaches overthink everything. They don't know what's possible. And so it's our job to ease them into it, but also be in tune with where they're at. You can't assume they're going to be like we are. I did it on my own. Not that that's a good thing, but I got to ED, and I've had coaches that just ran, but we can't expect everyone to do or have the same personality we have. And so you really just continuing those relationships. And that's what I've noticed, that, the shift in, coaching is for everyone. It's not just for people you think need it, because everyone needs it, but we hear that all the time. And this is what I laugh. I used to sell skincare. And I remember you would see people come into the skincare party, they'd have their hair done and makeup, and you're like, oh yeah, they're going to buy from me. And then the ones that didn't look very, like they didn't do their hair, didn't have makeup, kind of plain Jane, you would just have in the back of your head that idea that they're not going to buy. And I learned that it was always opposite of what I thought. The ones who I thought were going to do didn't, and then vice versa. So I learned with this business that I can't be the one determining if this person is going to be a good coach or not. I have to offer it to them. Am I okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. So I don't know if I freeze up, but anyways, just getting out of your way, offer it to everyone, and keep offering it and keep dripping, and don't be scared to share with what we have. But at the same time, you also have to have that confidence in yourself. And if you're not feeling confident jumping in on trainings, and all of you that are here tonight, kudos to you. That says a ton. Boot camps, everything, and doing the work, right? Daily consistent action. So I was really good at that, but not sharing what coaching could do for others. And that was the mind shift. So I don't know. I'm so nervous. Say something, Eileen.
Nice job, Dana. How about that?
You did.
What's that?
The nice job.
Oh, I need some water. So, yeah. I hope I wasn't frozen the whole time. Was I okay?
You weren't at all.
Okay.
And I want to say something too is, I mean, you have grit, right?
Yeah.
To go from here down to here and say, I don't care, I still want it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of grit, because a lot of people would have just said, I can't do this, I'm no good, look at I failed, blah, blah, blah. But you're like, no, I can do this. This is just a hiccup. Let's get back at it. I mean, how many of us have hit something that we're really excited about and then fallen backwards?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's probably a lot of us. And just knowing that doesn't dictate whether you're going to be successful or not. That's just part of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And now you just dig in and go, okay, what do I need to do a little bit different? That's just a moment. It's just a bad moment. It's not like the rest of my business. It's just a bad moment. It's a bad month, week, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Get back at it and do the action. And look what you've done. Look what you've done, Dana. And you've been full-time over a year now, right? Yeah. So let's celebrate that too. Yay. Okay. You know, I love though what she said. And I had, I don't know if anybody saw that, but Eric and Raquel Hunsberger were in town for a quick minute, and Eileen and I were able to corner them down for like an hour. We basically just trapped them in a coffee shop. No, it's just, but sorry, I think I froze again. Okay, I'm back. Wife, we got to work on our Wi-Fi back here, FYI. But you said don't assume, you know, who they are, what they want. Just don't assume. You just offer it. Because you have no idea where that person is, what their story is, and all you could do is offer it. And from there, that's your win. Is just saying, hey, like Brian said, hey, I just feel passionate about this. I know it's helped us so much. Here's the offer. If it's a fit, awesome. Let's talk more. If it's not, that's okay. I support you in whatever you do. So I love that. I love it. All right. And of course, just show up. I mean, there's so much of a win in just showing up and getting on these trainings and getting on the Monday night trainings. And, you know, if you're local to Rockford, Jason Hayden's actually having a Health and Hope Hour Sunday. So get in on that. Invite some clients, invite some potential clients, whatever, coaches. Just get in there, get in that community, because it's so powerful. You know, and we're almost at a half an hour. So I just wanted to do one little shift that I've had lately. And I went to a training a few weeks ago, and I mentioned this on one of our trainings real quick, but it's the shift between like our Facebook being, you know, like our main thing, like we're just posting all the time, right? And we think that somehow that is going to create our business for us. Now, some people in the beginning, all you had to do was post a bunch of before and afters, and people just like fell into your lap. But that's not going to last. That's not the business. That's not the business at all. Facebook is basically, you want to call it like not a marketing tool, but it's like your brand. Like that's your brand. That's what you're putting out there to the world. And be intentional about that too, because you want to put something out there that's attractive to people, that people want to be a part of. So if you're posting a bunch of political stuff or a bunch of negative stuff, like cut that now, because that's not what people want to be a part of. But really making the shift that should only be like 20% of the work you do. The other 80%, like our business, is connecting and having those conversations. And, you know, like Brian said, just being intentional with that and saying, I have something that I think could help you. Like that's what coaching is. So if you're post happy, if you're Facebook happy, go ahead, do your 3 posts a day, 3-4 posts a day. That should take you 10 minutes. What are you going to do with the other time? Connect with people, have those conversations, have those heart conversations. See who's out there that needs the help. And then, like Dana said, you just offer it. You don't worry about whether you think they can do it or they can't do it. You don't know anybody's bills. You don't know that they might give up their cable because they want it so bad, or they are already spending $20 a day on junk food that's not serving their body at all and not getting them any results, and that this is going to save them money and get them healthy. Like, we have no idea about people's stories. And don't pretend that you do, because you don't. Really, you don't. They're only going to show you what they want to show you. So you just offer it. So that was just a mind shift for me, was remember that Facebook is not our business. It's just a tool to connect with people as far as like just what we're doing, what our lives look like. Our business is talking heart to heart, having that conversation. So for me, that was a big shift. All right. And I also want to say one thing. Everybody, pray for Kim and Vic's puppy, Dixie. She's getting checked out tomorrow. So we're dog lovers, and just pray for a good diagnosis for her. Right? It's a her. Give me a thumbs up. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. Dee Dee, you must have been on the call. There was an amazing call for executive directors and above tonight. If you've never read 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, I'd suggest you go and get it. So good. Just for anybody. It doesn't matter if you are just a brand new coach or not. Like, it's just good. All right, guys. Great job, everybody. Great job, trainers. And congratulations on all your success and continued success. And we will see you in 2 weeks, guys.